Sairam, everyone.
Sairam.
We have been discussing the law of karma, the invincibility of law of karma. And Swami has taken us through various illustrations of how karma and its result cannot be escaped in this life. Slowly, Swami has also introduced the concept of dharma, and he started talking about dharma, which individuals have to follow, and so on. Swami also told us that by example, Sri Rama had demonstrated that the welfare of everyone should come ahead of individual welfare. And dharma as a citizen of this world is much more important than an individual. I think the last week we sort of ended with a discussion about the importance of women and their role in establishing dharma. That's what we were discussing. We will continue from there on. Sairam, Sister Kalyani, you could read on.
This morning, one of the speakers gave the meaning of the letter W. Very cleverly, he decided that W stands for woman. In that conclusion, it became established that either for the prosperity or for the decline in the world, women alone are responsible. Whether to improve the world and make it a happy place to live in and to take it to the heights of glory, women alone are responsible. It is said in the Bhagavad Gita that women have got a very distinctive quality in them, and that women should get the first place in everything. Our country is described as the mother. Nature, the creation, is compared with a mother. If we fall down and experience pain, we cry out, Amma. We do not cry out, Appa. In these situations, in our symbolizing the mother, there is a very distinctive and special position for the woman. A woman can take a person to the heights of glory, and she can also drag him to the deepest depths of degradation.
Thank you very much, Sister. So in this paragraph, Swami is talking about two things. I think the first thing is that women should be given a primary place in society and in this world. That is number one. Number two, Swami is also talking about, I guess, the responsibilities of a woman, because of their position in the society and the influence they wield in the society, they have greater responsibility, because if they do not discharge that responsibility well, they could take people or the world to a state of degradation. Those are the points which Swami has sort of explained. So I think at this point I will stop and I'll pause and let the participants say anything which they have in their mind, or whatever struck a chord with them, or any thoughts they have. Saira.
Sairam brother, can you quote the both Gita section about talking about women?
I think so. I don't know, but I have to do some research on that, brother. But I was able to you know, I think you had mentioned last time there are women have 2 extra powers compared to men, and I think that is a talk of Swami, where he has mentioned what those powers are, and maybe I will go over them if everyone is okay. It's a slight digression, but it's just an elaboration of a point which Swami has highlighted for us. So I will just read an excerpt from a discourse of Swami. This was a discourse delivered during the Ladies' Day by Swami in 2000. Not Ladies' Day, actually in 2000 August 11, Swami had spoken about it, in which Swami says women are endowed with more powers. And Swami says they are the repositories of 5 virtues, Swami says. The 5 virtues are respect, dignity, sacrifice, contentment, and prosperity. So these were 5 qualities of women which Swami has talked about. What is respect? That they treat everything and everyone in this world with respect. The second one is dignity. They are always capable of a dignified demeanor compared to men. The third one is sacrifice. This level of sacrifice and the sense of sacrifice is very heightened in a woman. Contentment is something also which they're capable of. They're capable of being satisfied. That's also a power which the woman has. And the last one is prosperity. That is, in any prosperity means not necessarily financial affluence. In any situation with any means, a woman is capable of keeping their lives prosperous, even with limited means. These are some of the points which Swami has discussed in the past when he talks about women, but I just picked one discourse from which where Swami has quoted some of these qualities. And I think these are same qualities which Krishna Paramatma also describing, but I have not been able to narrow down the exact first point. That's all. Sai Ram. If anyone else has something to add, please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Sai Ram, Sister Kalyan, I think I think some of these points are being further discussed by Swami, so maybe we can read on, and if there are points to discuss, I think people will bring it up.
There are 3 sacred words: work, worship, and wisdom. In all the 3 words, W is common and is the first letter. There are also 3 other words beginning with W and which take you to the very depths of destruction: wine, women, and wealth. In the world, you can see a person of position and of authority, such as a general commanding thousands of sepoys, or a Supreme Court judge who has the power by which he can punish in any manner that he likes. In big colleges, there may be thousands of students. The principal will have such power that even at the mention of his name, the students will be frightened. Can a general who commands all his soldiers, a Supreme Court judge who can wield such an authority, a principal of a college who can terrify thousands of students, wield a fraction of such authority over his wife in that manner? We conclude that in women there is some divine strength. Because of this divine strength, Sita could secure Rama, who is not easily available to everyone.
Thank you very much, sister. I think it's reasonably clear, I guess, for anyone who has listened or read this paragraph. Where Swami is highlighting the three: work, worship, and wisdom, which is, I think, karma, upasana, or bhakti, and also jnana. All these in English actually have the words W, and so Swami sort of equates that as the three supreme qualities which all of us have to cultivate, or principles which we have to follow. And then Swami is juxtaposing them against the three things which could sort of degrade human beings, which is wine, women, and wealth. Then Swami is talking about the type of power which Swami calls the divine power a woman wields. And I think it's just continuing on, elaborating what was discussed in the previous paragraph. I think so. I will pause here, and anyone would like to comment or share your thoughts, please go ahead.
See.
Sairam, brother. I have a question on this last sentence. Because of this divine strength, Sita could secure Rama, who is not easily available to everyone. What's that mean?
So, Sahib, sister, I will let others, anyone else, comment on this, please. Saira. So, sister is asking, what is this divine power of Sita, Mother Sita, through which she was able to secure Rama?
It straightly means that God, Rama is God. God is not easily available. No, we have to do a lot of austerities to attain God. But Sita had him as a consort to such extent. Sita was capable because of her strength. He got the universe, the Lord of the universe, by her side. That's what I understood. Thank you, Sarah.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Sairam, just a comment. I think Swami made Sai devotees to practice in a Sai center through the three sacred words: work, worship, and wisdom, by creating three main wings in a center. Wisdom is education wing, worship is devotional wing, and work is through the service wing of a Sai center for us to practice. Sairam, I just thought I should mention. Sairam.
Saira, anyone else would like to share something, please?
Because this was addressed to the youth all over India or even abroad. It looks Baba is finding out about wine, woman, and wealth. But we can take the woman there as lust or something not directly attributable to feminine, but it means that we need not the easily youth can get spoiled. So we have to take it as in good sense. That's what I just wanted to share. Thank you, Sarah.
Sairam, I looked at the other three lines of this paragraph. There are also three other words beginning with W, which take you to the very depths of destruction: wine, woman, and wealth. This is the one equivalent to man, madu, madu. In Tamil, we call normally if someone has the moham with these three, man, madu, madu, that is equivalent to maybe wealth could be for man, maybe woman for madu, and wine for mother. Maybe that's what Swami elaborates here in the other sentence.
Yeah,
So first I thought why Swami has indicated it would be the destruction if it's a woman, especially. Then when I look at that one, then I thought maybe in Tamil also we call if someone goes behind the man, mother, then they would be in the destruction stage. Maybe for that, maybe this wine, woman, and wealth is equivalent to that one, or
it looks exactly very good translation you are giving, sister. Is matching exactly. Yeah, it should be the same, I think, and others can comment on that.
thank you, sir.
Sairam, for this paragraph, I think Swami was mentioning about the powers. In the Kirtanam, one is called Palninendutam Sthayinim Sala. In that Kirtanam, it says like without the child cries, the mother always feed the children. No, there's the same power the Swami has given to the devotees. Without we think Swami knows what we need, and whatever we pray for, he's giving. That's kind of power the mother has it. That's what is comparing the Sai mother and the thing, the comparing that. That's why I understand. Sairam.
Anyone else would like to share something, please? If not, we will proceed, Sister Kalyani. I think we have had a reasonably good discussion so far.
When we hear the name of a mango from Vijayawada, which is called the rasam, the very name will make us feel that it is a very attractive fruit. When we hear the name, it creates a great attraction, and we think it is a very sweet fruit. But when we actually see the fruit itself and we want to eat it, we may get a doubt whether it is really sweet or sour. In the same manner, when we hear the name of God, then we certainly have a great attraction to that name. But when the same God takes a human form, we begin to have doubts. The changes that come about in a form, a natural characteristic of all creation, are responsible for these doubts.
Sairam, everyone. I think this paragraph is also reasonably, I don't think there's anything complicated here. So Swami is sort of referring to the name of God and the form of God and the impact it has on devotees. And I think he's sort of highlighting the importance of name as a tool, I guess, which does not necessarily give rise to doubts the way the form does. For us to highlight, I think there's further discussion of Swami going on. But I think this also relates to, I think, Sister Aruna's question about what was the divine power of Sita was. She was able to get Rama back again through her constant devotion to the name of Rama. Of course, I think meditation on Rama. So her ability to stick to divinity is, as a devotee, as a Jivatma pining for the Paramatma, was symbolized by Mother Sita. And I think this is an example for not just women folk, actually for everyone in this world, whether men or women. Because Swami says all created beings are actually women. So only the Lord is the only masculine principle. So I think Swami is sort of highlighting Mother Sita as a good example for us, that even when we are surrounded by demons and so on, that we can take the name of the Lord and have total faith without any doubts. And that's what I understand, but I will pause here, and if anyone else would like to share their thoughts, please go ahead.
Thank you, Sairam brother. Because you pointed out, so now I get a clear picture, because now the mango, we hear about mango, then we are fascinated about mango. But when we actually go to the market and see and buy the fruit and see the fruit and about to cut open the fruit, then the doubt arises whether it is sweet or sour. So when the name alone was there, there was no doubt. When the thing is in hand, there is doubt. So actually in the world, we can see in this Sai avatar, there are so many devotees. They are with the repetition of God's name all over the world. Very, very ardent and very, they are very strict in spiritual discipline, and they follow. But when Sai avatars comes into the picture, and they have all doubt. So the reason I was saying, because of creation, the mango is a creation, and so the Sai avatar comes with the form, as you said. I am just repeating you what you said. So when the form comes, then the doubt comes. Yeah, I just wanted to share this information. Thank you, sir.
Anyone else would like to share any thoughts, please? Yes. Okay, then Sister Kalyani, I think you can go on. Because I think Swami will continue to discuss some of these points further.
All that we see around us is the creation of nature. This is simply a manifestation of creation and is called nature. There is a great deal of weakness in this creation, and the source for such weakness is in the creation itself. Wherever there is a weakness in any individual, to that extent, he is simply in the form of a woman. In this world, which is like a stage, a man and a woman are merely actors and are playing their roles. However, simply because one takes the part of a man or of a woman in a play, one cannot conclude that some are men and some are women. Here is a small example. There is a girls' college in Anantapur. At the time of the annual day in the girls' college, the students stage several dramas. In a drama, whether it is the part of a king or any other man, it is the girls who play that part. Whether it is the king or the queen, whether it is a man or a woman, all the parts are played only by the girls. Just for that day, they are putting on the appearance of a man or a king on the stage, but truly they are simply girls, they are women. In the drama or on the stage, it is only a part that they are playing. They are in reality neither kings nor men. In the same manner, in the entire creation, the world is like a girls' college. On the stage of the world, we are thinking that some are women and some are men. This is simply an appearance, but not true. All persons suffer from weaknesses like hunger, anger, jealousy, tiresomeness, etc. All these weaknesses are present in everyone, and that indicates that all are feminine. There is only one who has not got such qualities, and that person is referred to as Purusha, and that is Paramatma.
Thank you very much, sister. Sai Ram, so Swami is going on to elaborating this concept of woman, because I think many people would be, because it's not gender-based, physical gender-based is what Swami is trying to highlight. Because in some of the words before, when a woman can take someone to a state of heights of exaltation or the depths of depravity, or when he said the wine, woman, and wealth are the antithesis of work, worship, and wisdom. Swami is talking about, so I think Swami, because people may think, oh, all women, with the gender woman in this world, are the women that's talking about. Swami is clarifying that to say that it's a feminine principle in everyone. That is what is being addressed. So all of us have, whether man or woman in this world, we all have principles of the woman embedded in us. The feminine principle is present in each and every one of us. So also the masculine principles also. So Swami just wants us to be clear about it. So he is going on to explain using the Andhapur College, Girls College example to illustrate what exactly is happening in this world. So I hope that sort of elaborates what exactly Swami has elaborated, what he was originally meaning by the word of man and woman. Silent. I will pause here. Anyone else would like to share your thoughts? Please go ahead.
So, Sairam brother, this part I didn't understand. All these weaknesses are present in everyone, and that indicates that all are feminine. That means it's a principle, or they're talking about the female woman.
So I will. Sairam, someone is trying to say something, please. Okay, maybe I will say something, and maybe others can chime in. The brother, what Swami is referring to is that the feminine, Swami has talked about women in very high terms, as well as he's also identifying the negative qualities also of a woman, in the sense that all of us suffer from because of a certain set of weakness. We are all capable of certain great qualities, but at the same time we are also capable of weak qualities. And in both these cases, Swami says they are representing the feminine principle, either positive or negative. And I think because it's an elaboration of the paragraph, 2 paragraphs earlier, where Swami has said a woman can take anyone to heights of greatness or depths of depravity. So Swami is trying to point out what exactly he means by what are the best qualities a woman has to demonstrate. Swami says divine qualities. But he also says there are also these hunger, anger, jealousy, and things like that. There are some negative qualities also which weakens a human being, which are termed as feminine or woman in language, in the Vedantic parlance. And I think Swami, that's what Swami is referring to. It's nothing to do with the gender. It is the qualities which are in us, which are feminine in nature. That's what I think and I understand, but I will open it up for other members of the study circle to share their thoughts.
Thank you, brother.
In Sairam, in our Saivite tradition, there are so many hymns by saints. They are in the bhava of feminine. They think they are women and they love Lord Shiva. So many examples are there. So in the tradition, the Saivite tradition, all all beings are pictured as women. So the same thing is here also. Baba is saying that everybody is women and they love Paramatma. They love Paramatma. So ladies love Paramatma. And also, as you said, these weaknesses, but even that hunger also, Baba is saying he has weakness, because we are unable to starve for a day. But there are saints and yogis, they don't eat at all. Even Baba's case also. So we are so much body bound, and we suffer from hunger, even hunger. So those are that our weaknesses, that humanity's weaknesses. They are not. We don't. We still think that we are body, and we suffer from the body ailment. So hunger, anger, jealousy, everything. Everybody has it. So through spiritual sadhana, we have to get over these weaknesses and reach our ultimate reality, which is Paramatma or Purusha. That's what I want to share it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, brother. Sai Ram, anyone else would like to share thoughts, please?
Sairam, brother, I really wanted to understand about the weakness, hunger. Hunger, how can be that is a weakness? That part I couldn't understand. The hunger part, how can be a weakness, please?
Sai Ram, sister. Anyone else would like to comment on that question? Because sister, I think brother Sivadas has already talked about hunger as a weakness. Can anyone share your thoughts, please?
So this one, Sairam brother, this one, a person suffer from weakness like hunger, anger, jealousy. This is for the body, not for the Atma. That's what I can understand from this one. Thank you, Sairam brother.
Sai Ram, brother. Anyone would like to comment on that, please?
Sairam, I can comment a little bit about hunger, because we always eat 3 meals or even more meals a day, but basically with just water only, we can survive for so many days, but we don't have that sort of maybe that sort of will in our mind. That's why we always eat, the 3 meals or even more than 3 meals. But just like Brother Sivadas indicated, even sages or the highly evolved souls, they don't even eat anything but still survive according to the maybe the Puranic stories, may not be Puranic, even some life examples. They say years and years they receive the cosmic energy from the cosmos and they survive without eating. One day I have had maybe it's a documentary show in one old lady in Kasi, and that lady, nobody seen her eating anything, but she lives for years and years. That sort of because the eating more than what we should eat, that is really a weakness. I believe that is a it's a correct point. The hunger is a weakness. For spiritual perspective, the worldly perspective, it may not be a weakness, but spiritual perspective, eating more than what it should be, it's a weakness. That's my humble opinion. Thank you, Saira.
Thank you very much, sister. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts, please?
But I don't think that Sister Aruna would be satisfied, because here the word is hunger, not food, no? So is reasonably there is a doubt. How come hunger could be a weakness? But that I try to explain that is that we are body conscious. We are so body consciousness, not atmic consciousness. You know? So long as we are very bodily consciousness, then the hunger is a problem for us for our spiritual growth.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. The body conscious part and the hunger comes,
Yeah.
then that could be a weakness. Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sairam Sister, just a comment, because Swami says there are two things in our lives. There are two things which are actually competing with one another. One is, Swami says, Udara Poshano, or Swami says in Tamil, Pota Kosam. Basically, for filling the stomach, most of our life is spent. The money is, after all, to look after the body and to fill the stomach. That takes us away from praying to God or doing our sadhana and attaining God. So because of that, it has always been considered a disease. Hunger has been considered a disease by many sadhakas and rishis. So they have always tried to cultivate the ability to go without food. So upavasam was one of the things of vratam, which many people practice, was instituted as a way to get over this disease of hunger. So that was considered an essential part of sadhana, because though, as a human being, as brother has already mentioned, as long as we identify with the body, it is not very easy for us to escape from hunger. But once we know that it is a weakness which we need to get under control, it will improve our divine strength or power, as I think Swami is trying to explain to us. Sairam. Sairam, Sister Kalyani, maybe you can read on.
Just a quick question. Does Swami encourage fasting?
So, Swami, I think there are two things. Okay, I will say him, but others can join in and say. Generally, Swami does not encourage people what he considers torturing the body. So the thing is, Swami does not necessarily encourage fasting for the sake of fasting, because sometimes people with a very rigorous discipline try to put the body to a lot of discomfort through fasting. Swami does not necessarily encourage, because in the Bhagavad Gita, Swami always quotes the Bhagavad Gita saying that one has to eat in moderation and one has to reduce. But as a principle of sadhana, Swami has always encouraged reduction in the intake of food, reduction in the types of food which we take, which he says is an essential prerequisite in this path of sadhana. So Swami has not necessarily. I think most of the rishis, when they gave up food, actually they didn't have a need for food. The hunger itself did not exist because the body was able to recycle the energy. So that's my understanding, sister. But Swami has never necessarily encouraged fasting.
Thank you.
But he has talked about fasting as a practice. He has talked about it there in many places, though.
So, Sairam, brother, I can input something regarding the fasting. So, whatever you said, I totally agree. We have to eat moderate food. Suppose if you're going to do some sit and do Namaswaranam or any kind of Sangitanam, if you eat a lot of food, you can't do that. You can't concentrate. So that's the reason your body needs the energy, but you have to eat moderate food, then only you can concentrate your devotion. Thank you, Sai Ram, brother.
Sai Ram, brother.
Hi, Ram. I think Swami also mentioned not just traditionally, even if it meant fasting means avoiding food, there's no point in if I sleep the whole day or stay up Shivaratri and play cards and watch movies, right? So Swami has said more than avoiding food, fast the senses, which I think is sometimes more difficult to do than just avoiding food, I think.
Thank you, sister. Okay, Sister Kalyani, maybe you can read on.
Divya Atma Swarupas. To be able to get a vision of the Paramatma, we should throw away these human weaknesses, like being short-tempered and angry. Particularly, you young people should be able to control your anger, your hatred, your jealousy, and your lust. It is these that you must control. If you cannot make an attempt and succeed in controlling them when you are young, it will become impossible to control them when you grow older. To be able to control the senses, this is the right age. It is these sensuous urges that destroy you and your equanimity. When you are able to control your desires, it will be possible for you to have the entire world in your palm. If you become subservient to your desires and to your ambitions, then you will become subservient to everything around you. If you become a slave to your desires, then you become a slave to the entire world.
Thank you very much, sister. So Swami is going on to talk about, I think, the impediments to doing good karma, which is the bad qualities in us, kama, krodha, lobha. So that's sort of pointing out them: anger, hatred, jealousy, and lust. So Swami is urging youngsters to control. I think it's also appropriate for all age groups. So I think I will pause here if anyone else would like to share your thoughts, please.
Sairam, the important part here is that we as a youth, as a youngster, it is easy to control all these weaknesses. And when we grow older and older, and it is not possible, it is very difficult. So that's what Baba tell this youth, that better now itself you start controlling that excessive desires and weaknesses. Then they will become better person and will be useful to him and the society. As we see that most of the Thai students, they are setting examples and they are doing a lot of service. So the reason for their service can be attributed to the control of these weaknesses while in their under Bhagavan's guidance, no? So we can make note of that. Many people, many saints have said that when we grow older, it's very difficult or impossible to control these weaknesses. Just I wanted to share this part only. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, brothers.
Brother.
Yes.
So here the desire is a big role in karma. So we studied before Sita was always with Rama. So because of the golden deer, she forgot Rama. Her attachment goes to the deer. So she wanted to have that deer. So she sent Rama away from Sita. So then she heard the noise then she was cursing. Finally, she cursing Lakshmana, go and see Rama what happened. And so in that case, because of the desire, the Ravana came and grabbed Sita and went to Lanka. So, and because he cursed Lakshmana, and that karma maybe cause all these one. Thank you, Sairam brother.
Sairam brother, Sairam. Anyone else would like to share, please, anything? So I think it's the instructions from Swami are very straightforward and simple, I guess, for all of us. So he has already told us what we should guard ourselves against. So maybe Sister Kalyani, we can move on.
Sairam brother, you can better explain more on the same, okay, about when you are able to control your desires, it will be possible for you to have the entire world in your palm. Better you explain something, no, so that everybody can get something.
I think Brother Dasin has already explained it nicely, because Swami has given the explanation earlier on in the discourse that when there's kama or desire, there's no Rama. And when there's Rama, Swami said there won't be kama. So I think by observing, if we are getting desires, we will know whether God is with us. When Swami says the entire world will become a slave to us, is because when we have Rama, our Lord, on our side, the entire world will be subservient to us. Whereas when we have kama or desire, there's no place for God. And of course, as a result of that, we become a slave. Is what I understand. And I think the Rama Sita story is the best illustration of this in a very understandable manner. Because when Sita is with Rama, the entire world worships her because of that, what she attained. Whereas when she was when she was banished to the Lanka, she was at the mercy of the Rakshasas. So it was a very graphic explanation of what a small desire, even for someone who has been with the Lord all the time, what would happen. I think it's a very clear demonstration. So I don't know whether there's anything more I could say on this topic other than repeat that story. Thank you.
Thank you, Sairam.
But if you control and conquer your desires, you can conquer the whole world. If you want to keep them under control only apparently, the lasting results will not follow. If you go and beat on the surface of an anthill with a stick, will the snake inside the anthill die? Controlling desires only superficially will not be the right thing to do. The bad ideas and thoughts that come within your body have to be controlled. Mind is like the anthill. Out of the anthill of your mind, several poisonous thoughts, like poisonous snakes, will be pouring out. By using sacred thoughts of God and by using quiet and calm ideas about God, you should be able to put the snakes to sleep. Yours is an age which is a sacred age. To waste such a sacred age and not to get good results out of that age is deplorable. You should not desire to imitate or copy others in all your actions. If from today you are able to get rid of such qualities and control your thoughts, in future you will be able to acquire strength by which you can go close to God.
Thank you very much, Sister. I think again Swami has very clearly and very simple languages explained to us how we can go close to God by controlling the desires. I think there's nothing more for me to add at this point in time. If anyone in the group would like to share your thoughts, please go ahead.
This is Balanti.
Yes, Auntie.
Actually, Swami is trying to emphasize the importance of good thoughts also, because when you have bad thoughts, bad words follow, and followed by bad actions. So basically, we have to control our mind and regulate our thoughts in the good direction towards God. That will help us to get rid of all our desires. The desire is the root cause of misery, says Buddha. So for every destruction, our thoughts, desires are the cause, and the desires are caused by thoughts and our relationship, or senses with the outside world. So for everything, we have to control and streamline our thoughts. That will lead us to God very easily. That's what I understand. Thank you, Saira.
Thank you very much, sister. Thank you very much, Auntie. Thank you. Sairam, anyone else would like to say something, please?
Sairam, Baba here is saying something. If we want to keep them under control only apparently, lasting result will not follow. So again, Baba is saying that, no, that so it cannot be superficial, no. That's the meaning Baba is trying to say, that it has to be rooted deeply, not superficially. So sometimes, example is he is saying that anthill, when the anthill is smashed just with the stick, the snakes inside will not die. So likewise, so apparently we are controlling and it will come again. So it has to be a very strict and regular practice. Only then the desirable end will be achieved. Yeah, that's what I just wanted to highlight here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Anyone else would like to say something?
Sairam, so Swami is saying here, by using sacred thoughts of God and calm ideas of God, you can put the snakes to sleep. But I guess they're not gone, they're still there. And I guess if you stop thinking about God, they can wake up again. So I wonder why Swami is just saying they will only go to sleep. We can't get rid of them completely.
Very good question, sister.
Saira,
please.
I also have it's like my thought also in that particular point. Why Swami said controlling desires only superficially will not be the right thing to do. Why Swami has said like that? We all thought, I personally thought, the sealing on desires, Swami insisted we should practice sealing on desires. In this particular sentence, Swami has indicated controlling desires only superficially will not be the right thing to do. The bad ideas and thoughts that come within your body have to be controlled. So I thought the both should be controlled. Especially our desires should be controlled. Then only maybe the ideas or thoughts related to the desires that would be controlled simultaneously, or it would go together. And I also agree with Sister Kalyani's question. I also thought why Swami said, put it into sleep, whether, definitely it would wake up again. And all Swami just mentioned that, put it into sleep means, put it into into the death stage, or just to put it in sleep? Normally, when we say sleep, it would come back again, kind of meaning.
Thank you.
Thank you, Saira.
Anyone would like to address these questions and discussion points, please?
Sairam, I think spiritual practice or sadhanas is a continuous effort. It cannot be stopped. It should be continued, even better, like and more closer to God. Is a transformation. Is a continuous effort. That's my thought. Thank you, Sairam.
Thank you very much, brother. Anyone else would like to share your thoughts, please?
Sairam, actually, indirectly, Baba is meaning referring that sleeping, putting to sleep. By that, he is saying that destruction. Actually, it is. We can understand. It is Baba talking about destruction, but these passions should be calmed down and turned towards God's side. No, so the mind aspect should be diverted towards Paramatma, and that should merge in the Paramatma. So likewise, in true sense, it looks like Baba is saying that killing the snake, even though he is saying putting to sleep. That means it will not harm. It will not harm. That's what Baba trying to say. These desires will not harm you. So that desires can be diverted towards spiritual aspect, and ultimately we go back and merge the mind. The pure mind will be merged in Godhead, something like that. That's my thinking. Thank you, Sai.
Sairam, brother. Anyone else would like to say something, please? Okay, maybe I will take a stab at it. So I will first address Sister Ananti's question about superficial practice of hitting the snake sitting anthill. Swami, I think this also ties in with the question which Sister Kalyani asked about fasting. Swami talks about, in India, that's this practice of Ekadashi. On every Ekadashi, many people fast. And on Dwadashi, they eat. Or some of them, there are a couple of special Ekadashi Vratas, Swami says, they sort of fast for 3 days and eat on the 4th day. And so Swami says, what happens in some of these places is, when they're fasting, apparently they start planning for the feast after the fast. He says, especially he says, in Karnataka, Swami says, when they have this 3-day fasting, apparently the first day of the fasting, they'll be soaking some of the pulses so that they can make dosa on the 4th day. And so the entire Upavasa time is actually spent in preparing for the feast after the fast. And he says on the feast day, they eat like 20 dosas. That's Swami says. So what happens is, though they are saying that they're fasting, the desire which should have been addressed is not controlled. So it becomes a very superficial practice. He says some people he say we don't eat rice, and then they will eat a lot of what they call tiffin items, much more than they normally eat. So what Swami says is sometimes we tend to fool ourselves thinking that we are doing sadhana. So I think that is what Swami means by superficial. Even, for example, when we go and sing bhajans, how engrossed are we in the name of the Lord and in the thought of God? I think that's something which we have to ask. Otherwise, it becomes a superficial activity. So I think that those are the things which Swami is talking about. And in terms of sleeping, the snakes are sleeping; they are not dead. Actually, the snakes are not dead. As long as we just remember the name of God, the snakes are not dead. What Swami says is the jnanam, or the knowledge, which is fire, that is the only thing which can burn everything to death. Swami also uses the word the vasanas, which are things which are the poisonous seeds, which grow up as beets in the backyard, of our wherever we are cultivating proper crops. So these weeds, until the seeds are alive, they will again and again come. You can pull out the weed and they may not spring up, but when the rain comes, they will again come up. So what he says is that seed has to be cooked in the fire of jnana. What exactly that is coming to understanding that we are nothing but the divine. Once we come to that stage, then the snakes are all dead. Until we achieve that state, we are only putting them to sleep till we reach that state. So that is why Swami is saying the desires are only going to sleep. So we have to be vigilant until we attain that oneness with the divine, or understanding that we are not the body, we are only a Atman. Until that stage comes, these snakes, poisonous snakes, will trouble us. And if at all we do sing the name of God, they go to sleep. That is what I think Swami has talked about this in many of his talks. So we should not think that our desires are dead just because we sing the name of the Lord. We have to continue singing the name of the Lord until we reach a stage where we completely identify with the divine, and we come to realize that we are not the body, we are not attached to anything in this world. Then the desires will completely go away, because then we will have only one desire. That desire is for God. This is what Swami has explained in many places. So I will stop here. If anyone else would like to share any thought, please go ahead. Yes, we can see in the last sentence, Swami says, you can acquire the strength by which you can go close to God. You are still going closer to God, and you have not become one with God. So only when we become one with God, the snakes are dead, is what I understand. I don't know whether anyone else would like to share your thoughts, please.
Thank you. That last sentence, as you pointed out, gives support of your statements. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Sorry. Maybe Siren Sister Kalyan, maybe you can just read another paragraph. Yes.
If such good results do not flow from attending these classes, what is the use of having such summer classes and seminars? If a car which has gone out of order goes into a workshop for repairs and comes back to you as a car which is still out of order, what is the use of taking it for repair? In a similar manner, many damaged cars without nuts and bolts in the form of young students have been sent to this workshop of a Ramayana seminar, and they have come from all parts of our country. When these cars return to their places, they will have some value only if they are repaired so as to be in good condition. Otherwise, there is no use of coming to this workshop.
Siren Sister. I think what Swami says applies to all of us also, I guess, because we week after week we come and read Swami's words, and I guess learn, just like the students did during the summer course. This is also a course where we are doing joint group study. I think even for us, I think this applies because during our study and in contemplating on what Swami is teaching, I think we may also have to tighten a few nuts and bolts and do some minor repair, so we are better day by day, and we will surrender ourselves to Swami so he can do some repair work. So I think that surrender and whatever instruction Swami is giving us, if we can practice, and I think we will also slowly become better cars in better working condition. I think that's what Swami is referring to. Anyone else would like to share your thoughts, please?
like the cars or any machines that has to go through regular maintenance, we too has to practice Swami's teachings, like regular study of Sai literature, attending bhajans, service, all the spiritual sadhanas must continue, like as a maintaining the car. Sairam.
Thank you very much.
Sairam, I think Swami is emphasizing or requesting all of us, by attending these classes, to make a determination in our own selves, how we are going to have at least real change in us to transform ourselves towards our spiritual journey. We have to make up our mind and at least change one or two of our faults. Look inside and where we have gone wrong and what mistakes we have made. Unless we understand our mistakes, we cannot correct ourselves. So Swami is emphasizing or requesting us to think about it and make a determination and really make a change by coming to these classes. Thank you, Sairam.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Thank you. Sairam, anyone else would like to share any thoughts, please?
Sairam, I also thought, it's not a question or anything. I thought Swami is telling us, for me, Anandi, what's the use of coming to this workshop unless you have, transformed yourself, or even you correct yourself, it's kind of very concluding statement, as well as Swami itself telling all of us that, because you have, they spent so much time for the last, 2-3 months. Think about, what's the use of coming to this workshop? It's like a teacher telling me, just in front of me. That sort of feeling I got it from this last concluding paragraph. Thank you, Swami, to give us such an wonderful advice to all of us. Thank you, Sairam.
So, Sairam, brother, so whatever we learn here about the karma and other subjects, we have to go through that one, then only we can put it into practice. And in the karma, we learn whatever action, it has opposite and equal reaction. So same thing like our whatever dharma will give the punishment for us, whatever the good or bad. So everything's under karma. So this life is this whatever we are going through, some pain or any pleasure or our karma. So somebody might think, okay, this is not for the body. Whatever the karma we have done it for the atma, we are going through the pain. So sometime we may have to go through this life. Sometime we have to go through the next life, because that the punishment is not for the body, is for the atma. Sometimes the people ask, how come I didn't do anything? So how come I'm affected? Because this karma is the previous life. We don't know. So according to the dharma, whenever you can understand the pain, that's the time you're going to get that too. So so we learn so many things, and at the same time we get the pleasure and the pain. So we have to understand that's a dark light and the dark. So when you get the sunlight, tomorrow later you get the darkness. So like the pain and pleasure will come and go. So whatever the pain we're going to have, we have to go through that one. We have to finish that one. Then if we have pain only, we can think about God and we can attain the final destination. Otherwise, if we have so much wealth and everything, we think about, okay, I'm going to have another life going to be like this. We never going to think about the God. So this study circle give us a lot of knowledge, understanding about the life and the humanity and everything. I really appreciate your time and others' input also. Thank you, Sairam.
Sairam, brother. Anyone else would like to say something, please?
Sairam, there is a small paragraph below this one, and small paragraph, no?
Yes.
Yeah, we can take it up and finish it. Yeah.
Okay, Sister Kalyani, you may read that, please.
Such of those students who have come here should not go back in the same condition in which they have come here. They should transform themselves into ideal men and ideal women. I am hoping that you will thus be able to set an example to others who may follow you in the coming years.
Sairam, anyone else would like to share any of your thoughts, please? So it was as if we have spent the past few weeks reading this discourse, which Swami had delivered in one of the during one of the summer courses, where he has highlighted. I think many of us have these questions about karma. Can we overcome karma? And I think by now all of us should have a reasonably good understanding of the infallibility, invincibility of karma. And Swami has illustrated with various examples that whatever we undergo is because of some action we have taken. That is a reality, and that cannot be avoided, at least to experience it, because that is the law of karma. But Swami says, rather than focus on why it is happening to us, we should engage in karma now, at least in the present, which will bring better results, divine results. And Swami is sort of highlighting what our dharma is, that we have to follow the dharma, and we have to cultivate our love for God. And with that love for God, we can redeem ourselves with good karmas or sat karmas, as Swami says. And through that process, we will reach closer to God, for which he says we have to overcome desires and other bad traits in us. So that is the sum and substance of this entire discourse. So we, rather than worrying at what will happen to us, what will happen to our old accumulated karma, Swami wants us to engage, spend the present life, present time in engaging in good activities, activities which will take us closer to God. So even karma or vasanas, which are like poisonous snakes, will be put to sleep. And through that process, we will not be affected. Even though the snakes are there, they will be sleeping because of the name of God, which will be dancing on our tongues and our thoughts. And that is the upayam or solution Swami has given us all to overcome karma and its effects, and also in cultivating good karmas. So that's what I could see as we have read and understood. We will be taking up in the coming weeks the topic of free will. I think that was another topic which many of you had mentioned in some of our past study circles. So that is what we will be taking on. In the next study circle, we will send the materials out to everyone, and look forward to your coming and taking part, and sharing your thoughts with everyone, and that's all of us. And I hope you will all take home Swami's request or command or blessing that we, correct some of the defaults in us, at least as Balanti had said, just at least one or two. If we resolve to correct, I think that is the gratitude, that's the act of gratitude which we can offer to Swami for teaching us these best lessons, for our lesson for life. Those are my thoughts. I will just pause here. If anyone has something to say, we will say. You can share your thoughts. Else, we will close today's session with Samasta Loka. We'll pause for a few minutes, please, for anyone to say anything. Sai.
Sairam, Arno, Sapo Auntie. Thank you very much. We are really fortunate to receive all these teachings of Swami and put it into practice. Now it's left to us. Thank you very much. May God help you.
Sai. So I think if no one has something to say, Sairam to all of you, we'll close with Samasta Loka and Shanti Shanti. Samasta Loka Sukhino bhavantu samastaloka Sukhino bhavantu samastaloka Sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sai Ram.